What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles. You're listening to Lyles Movie Files. Chief is away on assignment, so joining me tonight is little brother Jace. How you doing?
Hello, I'm here on assignment. Oh, wait, that's Chief. Yeah, I'm here. We're ready to podcast. Let's get it done.
Jay King, what's up with you, man?
And I am cooling with ice cold beverages and popsicles. It's hotter than hell outside, and there's no DMX to be seen anywhere.
Gunner's going to join us shortly, so we're going to tackle a special assignment, a podcast discussion that loyal listener Mike Devine came up with. So we're going to do that shortly. But until Gunner joins us, I want to go over a little bit of the news running through here. Godzilla is projected to earn $55 million at the box office. It was going to be the new champ. It's going to knock out Aladdin, John Wick 3, while Avengers is still looking up at Avatar on the worldwide all-time highest grossing list. What do you guys think about this Godzilla film? Are you excited about it? What do you care about a new Godzilla film?
I love Godzilla. I like the first one because of the build up. It wasn't the best movie overall. I think when Bryan Cranston left the screen, I pretty much lost interest in all the other actors, right? Except for Godzilla. But when Godzilla showed up, Godzilla delivered. And with this one, you got who was it? We got Mothra and Gamora in this one.
Yeah, some heavy hitters.
Yeah, dude, this is gonna be it right here, and I think it's a lot more. I think they took the cues from the first one. Like, we don't have to be super story heavy. This is Godzilla. We didn't pay to see a cast. We paid to see Godzilla destroy the city and everything else surrounding the city. We that's all we cared for.
I have awful news for you.
What?
The
What?
common complaint that I'm seeing, because I decided I didn't need to go see this movie when they were doing the screening, so I stayed home and did not watch it. The common complaint is it focuses too much on the human characters.
God, man,
It was like
Like
Transformers.
we haven't learned our Transformers
we
lesson.
don't care. This is why you go see Godzilla. This is why you go see Transformers. It's not because I care about Mark Wahlberg's backstory or why he's a stupid inventor on a farm with an amazing hot daughter with no mom involved. I don't care. I don't care. Show me Transformers fighting. I don't care about the people in the Godzilla movies. Their stories are irrelevant. Show me Godzilla fighting other monsters. This is why we come to a Godzilla movie. It's like we haven't learned yet. Like, how many examples have we had of that? Oh, the big blockbuster or supposedly big budget blockbuster films, Jeff, since let's go back to 2005 that have not learned that lesson. The Hulk, Ang Lee's Hulk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I guess the first Godzilla, King Kong. I'm trying to think of others. Transformers, of course. Like, we don't care about the stories of the we don't establish the characters. We don't care. Don't bother. Don't waste the time. We're here for the monster. We're here for who brings the action and the show. It's Godzilla and Mothra and Gamora and the fights, the destruction. That's what we care about. It's like, why can't they get that right?
Now, is a problem more so they would love to, but with CG, they know if they really just focused on the monsters, the Transformers, that budget would be $300 million, and no guarantee that they could ever make it up. Like Godzilla, they think, all right, we stay in maybe this 100, let's say a budget for $150 million, we're okay. But if it starts going John Carpenter 225, it's like whoa, we're not Avengers guaranteed to make that kind of money up. We're more, if we can get a, let's say if we can make an overall box office of 300 million with even with overseas, that's a great time for us. But we don't know if we're guaranteed. We just, our actuarials don't say we can guarantee to make that money up. I think that's more so what what all of them think. So they
Well,
focus on the humans to cut the budget down and make the movie longer.
Well, let me ask y'all this. That being the case, it's being counted mentality when it comes to making a movie like that. Isn't that incredibly stupid? Because,
I mean, Javon, like I said, man, I've never, literally, never gone to one Transformers movie hoping we got more time with Shia LaBeouf's character or
yeah,
Mark Wahlberg.
don't
I'm
care.
literally like, can I see more of the Transformers? You know, the
Right,
title characters in this movie. So
right.
same deal with Godzilla. I don't care if we have a narrator, a human narrator, just going, Godzilla's about to fight Mothra, and the
Yep.
next hour and a half he's just fighting Mothra and a bunch of dudes and other monsters, and we see humans running away. That's all I want to see about them.
I'm
In
good.
Godzilla.
Yeah.
It's like I can watch literally any other movie and see humans. So why would you like? We have this one unique feature, but let's focus more on the common thing.
Because that's what you paid for. It's like going to a basketball game to watch a referee call fouls.
Right. Or watch a referee.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Like, hey, dude, I'm not here for you. It's not about you at all. Not even a little bit.
That's really disappointing. That's really disappointing. So
But it's
now
not surprising though, right?
it's
You
not, but
knew that was going to be the case.
I'm gonna tell you why I felt like they were going to deviate from the last film's formula, right? Because the
Because that's what the last
trailers,
film did.
well, you that, and just why I watched both trailers because in my mind, and I felt like we were gonna cover Godzilla, but this is why I watched both trailers again. I watched the trailer from what was that, the 2015 or 2016 Godzilla?
Yeah.
I watched that trailer and I saw instantly, okay, they're giving us a lot of Bryan Cranston, a lot of story about, dad's son, and being really vague and facetious about the reveal of Godzilla and what Godzilla is going to do and bring, and what kind of movie this is going to be. Is this going to be more of a straightforward, action, destruction, mayhem, chaos movie, Godzilla, versus the humans in the city, etc., or is it going to be focusing a little bit on that and more so on the story? And we got the latter, more so focusing on the story and you like I can't even tell you. I was so uninterested in that story. I just wanted to get the Godzilla. I can't even tell you what it was about.
Exactly. It's like, yo, it's a big monster running around. I
Well,
don't
see,
care about this dude and his wife's personal drama.
no, I don't
Care less.
care.
I don't care about their son. I don't care about their daddy issues. I
Mm-mm.
just want to see Godzilla wreck shop. Now, that
That's
movie, I'll
it.
give it credit because the last 20, 30 minutes, that's what we got. But, man,
That's what we got.
painful getting to that point.
But and Jeff, that's it right there. It took us. That movie's runtime was what, hour and 40, hour and
I feel like it was
35.
2 hours, man. It
Oh
was
God,
too
it felt like
long.
it was 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you mean to tell me a 2 hour, nearly 2 hour Godzilla movie? 3/4 of this movie focuses on the story.
See,
Are
the
you
problem with these
kidding
big
me?
movies are Ridley Scott did Alien.
Right.
And his whole thing was, I'm not going to show y'all what the alien is. I'm going to keep teasing them. And we
Hmm.
still saw the alien more in that movie than we see in these big blockbuster films where the whole selling point is that. And Alien was more of a horror thriller than it was an action movie. So, okay, there's a lot to be gained from that suspense of, hey, what's that? Oh, shoot, that shadow's moving. That shadow has teeth. Watch out! As opposed to, hey, I think there's something underneath the water. It's coming. Oh, it's a skyscraper tall monster that we're
Right.
not going to see. What?
Okay,
Just show the skyscraper tall monster.
but Jeff, you see how like it actually worked for a movie like Cloverfield. Like Cloverfield, we never saw the big monsters. We saw little small monsters, but we never saw.
Because Cloverfield was also done like a horror thriller movie.
Again, and maybe it's like if you want to go big budget monster movies, like hey, kind of how Drum's saying, it's like you got to figure out the balance of movies. Like if it's a running time of 2 hours, maybe cut the script down and make it seven. I mean, I know you to really be in movie theaters, you got to be at least, let's say, 90 minutes, because it's very hard to get those. I mean, unless you're like a Resident Evil, when you can get in there with 87 minutes, but most of them are over a 90-minute runtime. It's like So maybe it's just like you got to figure out. It's like, okay, how much of this story? If we cut 30 minutes of this talk out of this, put this budget, all these camera shots to Godzilla and Mothra and all these big. I mean, what the people are paying to see? Would that give us a bigger box office? Would this streamline our costs? So it's like, hey, we could say, hey, we're giving the people what they want. You want to see Godzilla and Mothra? That's what you got.
I think audiences have come around to the fact that they're not really going to deliver. That's why a movie like Pacific Rim doesn't really make a huge dent in the box office. And Godzilla is like, we've got this plan. We're going to do this monster universe. The shared universe works so well for the Marvel stuff. It'll work for us, too. But can you imagine a Captain America movie that didn't have Captain America in it, and we focused on Peggy Carter or Romanoff for an hour and a half, and then we see Captain America in the last 30 minutes?
Well, okay.
That'd be like the Supergirl series, right?
What's up, Gunner? I was going to see you.
What's going on?
Because of the running.
Right.
Well, I was going to say, like, Pacific Rim really wasn't a box office flop. I mean, it made $400 million. Made it a budget of 180, but it made 400. I mean, it $411 million. Like, that's double. I mean, if you could do that, I mean, but unfortunately, the uprising, because people saw, hey, this isn't what. I mean, that didn't go as well. I mean,
now hold on. I know you're going worldwide with that, but domestically, it made $101 million, and its budget was $190. That's not a lot for a movie. I mean, you'd expect domestic to earn $200 off a movie with that premise. Robots versus Godzilla. Come on. And then people were like, you know what? I'm not so sure about that last movie, but hey, we're going to do this again. And Uprising earned $59.8 million off a $150 million budget. I know you love going worldwide. It made $290. People don't want to see this here.
So
but they can move that movie anywhere else, and people would see it. That meant no one here was interested in watching that movie.
Nobody gave a damn about that movie stateside.
Yes,
exactly.
Nobody stateside loves this movie. But if I'm an investor in a movie theater, I don't care if the U.S. box office doesn't love something.
But you have to with those kind of movies. It's like you can have let me see, who's his cast? Scott Eastwood, John Boyega, Charlie Day. I mean, I know they're not gonna make like $250 million in their salaries, but if you're hiring these cats, you could hire random dude Joe, Gunner, and me to be in that movie if we're just gonna earn $59 million.
Right.
Well, we're trying to
put me in an Ultraman suit because it's the same daggone freaking story. I mean, seriously, U.S. is not interested is because we've seen this story 1,000 times. Heck, we've seen Godzilla, or what is it, Mega Godzilla versus Godzilla. Then we've seen G Gundam. Then we've seen every version of G Gundam. Then we've seen Ultraman. Then we've seen every version of Ultraman, and it's the same thing that I saw from from Uprising. Bunch of robots fighting a Godzilla-looking character. Shout out to the creator of Ultraman.
I got a question for you. I got a question for y'all. Jason, you brought up an interesting point. If you spend X or Y, Z on a certain film, you don't care what it grosses stateside. You care about the international gross, right?
Yep.
Isn't that the basis of The Rock's action career, though?
Yes. I mean, like, that's what I was literally saying. Like, how many Scorpion Kings were there? Like, I mean, it's
interesting because you bring The Rock, my man The Rock in this thing.
I mean, Skyscraper. Besides Jumanji, and
that indie franchise called Fast and Furious.
I'm saying that wasn't his.
I don't know, man.
All right, Rampage, $801 million.
Okay.
America loves The Rock, though. I don't know.
They do.
San Andreas.
How much?
All right, hold on. I'm gonna just break down.
Bring the numbers up.
All right,
what's that Goofy Monkey movie that he did? Remember the monkey that was supposed to be like King Kong, only not?
So Jumanji brought in 404.5 domestic. Furious 7, 353. I'm gonna just skate past these Fast and Furious because those
are Fast and Furious and Jumanji.
San Andreas was 155. Get Smart was 130. Central Intelligence 127, and that was a Kevin Hart movie, so you know that made money. It's 50 million. G.I. Joe Retaliation was 122. That budget was 130, but that's just because they don't really know how to market G.I. Joe.
Yikes.
That was good.
Journey to the Mysterious Island was 79 million. That brought in 103. So Rock goes against your theory, man. He brings in box office because he's a Rock.
Okay.
And he can throw out a crappy movie like Skyscraper and still bring in bucks.
Okay, so that means you should get the John Boyegas. You should get the giant star, the up-and-coming star, or if you can get a giant star, because they will bring money to it.
Dude,
So
you could get no one to play in a Godzilla or Pacific Rim movie because nobody cares about them. Do you know who starred in the first Pacific Rim?
Who cared about Skyscraper?
Idris Elba.
I mean, like, really, who would have cared if Rock wasn't attached to Skyscraper? Nobody would have gone seeing that movie.
Exactly, but he is a draw, so you get people seeing that movie just because of him.
Okay, so you're saying you've actually proved you should get a star because bringing a star into a movie that people might not
for a movie where it doesn't matter. Like if I have a big CGI Godzilla, it doesn't matter who's there.
Okay, then if that was the case, then all of the Transformers would have been a flop. I mean,
would have been.
No. Just because we didn't like them didn't mean they did not make Paramount a boatload of money. Like no one was really going to see Shia LaBeouf. But they were like, oh, we care about our Transformers.
I think we're in a not all X's Y situation. Like
I
Transformers has a big fan base. Pacific Rim is some new crap that they're recycling an old story and just redoing something different. Transformers has a fan base already, so they're already going to get people. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a little different, right? Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like so. If you wanted to start a franchise of monster or something, a unique or a tried and true property, you would get a star to attach to it. Like if you had put, I mean, Idris Elba was good, but he wasn't definitely going to bring you 100 million. He's not Kevin Hart, who's going to bring his audience with you, no matter what. I mean, like even the Bryan Cranston movie, Kevin Hart proves like, hey, my audience comes to my movies. Like, so he's like, hey, he's good. So if you could get someone like that attached to your monster movie or something like that, your up and coming franchise, I know I got $70 million coming in no matter what. And now, and whatever, everything, if I can get over that $100 million or domestically, I look good no matter what. So if you're in a good Godzilla movie or something, like, hey, get me Bryan Cranston, somebody who brings me an audience, and I look like a success no matter what.
I think Matthew Broderick in the first Godzilla movie,
in
the 21st century one. Yeah. Oh.
I mean, that was terrible because Matthew Broderick at that point was about 12 years past his popularity. I think at that point they were clutching at straws. They could have did themselves a favor by going let Ben Stiller, for that matter, put Ben Stiller in this Hunter. They could have.
He was on his way down though. So
at that point, no, that was 98.
No, there's something about Mary.
Yeah, that was.
Wait, that was 98.
Yeah.
Wait, that crappy Godzilla movie was 98. Damn,
like 98,
the turn of the century.
Oh, remember that Diddy Come With Me?
Come with me and come with me again. That we did not need that. We really didn't.
I love that song. I can't get that. Love that song.
Oh my God, we did not need that. Robert Plant,
So we've been going on this for a minute. Now I want to turn our box office talk to something else here. Avengers, last time I checked, was about 111 million away from passing Avatar. Why do I care so much that Avengers beats Avatar? Fellas, help me out.
Because
Avatar was a turd.
Because it's a turd movie, and the dude, freaking James Cameron, keeps saying, "Oh, we're gonna be tired of superhero movies." And Bama, come compete and shut the F up. I want this to beat Avatar so bad. I want Avengers Ant-Man to go into Avatar's butt and just expand. Like I want Avatar. I want Thanos to not just snap Avatar away. I want Thanos to beat him down like in the freaking first Infinity War, like he did the Hulk. I want Storm Crasher Breaker, whatever the hell that stupid axe thing is called. I want that thing to chop Avatar's 2 sails in half just for even that talking crap. That's why you should care, Jeff. That's why I care.
Okay.
Yeah,
I feel like
I mirror that sentiment, and plus,
Yeah,
Avatar was a turd, and it was a colonizing horse. You know what movie?
Pretty much.
I hated everything about that movie.
White savior film.
I
Cowboys and Indians, last samurai. Crap.
Gunna, you got a bag full of nails. You are hitting everything. I'm serious, dude. That's it. That's all it. That's why I hate that movie. And I couldn't believe during its run it was as popular as it was, because we went to see it at one of those midnight screenings, and I was like, "Are you serious? This is what you dragged me out of? I'm sorry. This is what you dragged me out of bed
Right.
for."
Okay, Javon,
Right.
did you go see the Avatar in 3D?
Yeah, unfortunately.
I mean, because
remember that was the first new 3D, not 3D from when we were kids. So of course I liked that part, but I'm like, the plot was too safe, like America safe. You know what I mean? It's like a safe for Americans.
Right.
You know who I'm talking about too. So it's just like, oh, all right.
Because that's one of those movies. It's like in the box office you had to see it because it was an experience. You had to go see it in the box office, and because it was 3D prices, even then, it was inflated. So its numbers are just ginormous.
Right.
But it's like one of those, you would not buy that movie to watch at home. It is, I think everybody's quite safe to say, hey, that's a one-time theater viewing movie. Jeff
concur with Jason.
This is boring as hell.
No, the movie was to concur with Jason. Look at Avengers. I watched that in 3D. I watched that in plane. I watched that in the theater 3 times because I remember traveling for work. I was like, I'm watching this now. Then I'm going to watch it in my home theater. Then I'm going to watch it when I come back to DC. Right? So, and then, I can still watch it now. Like on Netflix or whatever, on my own freaking format.
Dude,
on my own little TV. I got a 46-inch joint in the bedroom, right? Like, we watching this joint. I got a 20-something inch in the office. I watch it right there. Like, it doesn't matter. Avatar, boring no matter which way I watch it.
No matter how we watch it. And I look at movies like this, the movies that really meant something, that should have that title, that should have that like, we're the king of blockbusters, right? Mm-hmm. These are movies where when little kids come out the theater, they're like, whoosh, I'm the Hulk, I'm Captain America, I'm Black Panther, I'm Spider-Man. You got the kids amped, right? Because when I was little, when Batman came on, we was running out of the theater, grabbing each other by the collar, talking about, I'm Batman. You know what I mean? We were hyped.
Quoting every line of that.
Quoting every line.
Good Lord.
I did not see one kid come out of that theater like, okay, that was... I'm the blue guy. What was his name?
What's his name? Right.
Is there a quotable line in that movie?
It really is. No, what is it?
Something colonizing.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Something stupid.
Oh, it was a home tree.
Tree.
I don't know. I'm getting the dialogue confused with Cloud Atlas.
Cloud Atlas.
The last scene of Cloud Atlas. The true. They talk the same to me.
Right. You know what? I would actually watch Cloud Atlas again over.
I've watched Cloud Atlas more times than I've seen Avatar. I saw Avatar in the theater once. It was on TV, and I watched it again. And my dad even was like, "This is kind of." I'm like, "Exactly."
I can appreciate what the Wachowskis were doing or trying to do with Cloud Atlas much more than I could with what old Cameron was doing. I mean, he really benefited from the 3D, and I think my whole point with wanting to see it beat it is just that was a gimmick. That was a gimmick price tag, and that's the result of it being a cool gimmick and being the forebear 3D generation of movies. And I feel like the Avengers Endgame kind of marks the high point of the comic book generation, and I would much rather that be the one that everybody's chasing as opposed to Avatar, which is just like, jeez.
Exactly. And you know, also something, not to keep harping on this movie, but I think also James
Harp away.
Cameron, he's a master of hype.
Yep.
He's a master of hype. He knows how to sell garbage. I'm sorry, Titanic was garbage. It's okay.
Okay. I'm
okay.
going to disagree with you.
Jason's going to defend Titanic now. Hold on.
Of course.
Go ahead, Jason.
I'm going to disagree.
Tell us why he couldn't move over on that.
Okay. I remember working in my little video store and how many people asked to
What
go.
was that little video store you worked at?
Shout out to Suncoast Video.
Suncoast Video that can show the nudity of Mila Jovovich in the Sixth Sense, and nobody even say anything about it.
I always feel so bad for her on that, and she never knew that, but it was just like,
Right.
I never heard anyone complain about why is that lady naked, and it was just like, okay, that's just I feel bad for
That
it.
little boy needs to put a shirt on because it's cold.
But there were so many. As much as we don't maybe love Titanic, there are people that is their favorite movie. Like that is 100%. They would watch that movie to this day. All 5 hours.
movies.
Of course.
So the only time I agree with Steve Harvey, Drown These Men was good. Lord, it's a long ass movie.
Hey, at the end of that
Only
movie,
thing I've ever agreed with Steve Harvey.
when the boat started capsizing Gunner and people started falling because they were holding on and they were plinking off the railing of the Titanic.
Yeah, I was laughing.
Hey, dude, they almost put me out of the theater. I was laughing.
I was laughing.
Mm-hmm.
For the record, I did see the thing in the theater 3 times because women.
Because
when
women.
it came out.
Yeah.
97, dude, I didn't know nothing. I'm like, oh, you want to go to a movie with me? Sure.
Let's go. Hey, you want to see Titanic?
Right.
Okay.
Girl, go with me.
$5.
Yes, I will watch this
You
crap.
mean I get to go with you?
Right. We get to sit next to each other for this long ass movie for 3 hours next to each other.
And you may hold my hand. Yeah, I'm in for this. Yeah.
Sign me up. All right. So thanks, guys. I appreciate y'all making me
Shout
feel
out to
that
the
better.
soundtrack of Titanic. I'll give you that.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, Dion was like, screw it, I'm retired. Like, she
You
was
want
like,
her Whitney
I don't need to
Houston?
do anything else. Look at this.
Yep.
Then she came back, and then she's like, okay, let me go back out, please. I'm like, dang.
All right.
But, sorry.
So we had this assignment from our boy Mike Devine, who listens to our show faithfully. What's up, Mike? Thank you for listening to us. And I promised we'd get to this last week. So now it's time. Dark Phoenix is coming to theaters June 9th. And this will be a movie I am most excited about seeing in theaters because I want to officially make sure the X-Men are dead. And it's like going to the funeral to make sure that the person's actually dead. So I'm going to go and see it,
Yes,
and I'm very much looking forward to doing that part.
I'm not seeing
Mike
that
asked
crap.
us.
I already heard they did.
Mike already asked us, what would you guys do? Like, who would you put in a Marvel Studios X-Men movie? You guys get to play casting directors. Who are you putting as your X-Men cast? Which one of y'all wants to be big, bold, bad enough to go first with your casting choices? Oh, everybody at once.
I'll tackle this.
Mine's easy.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Go with the easy one.
It's not the actors. I think the first class actors, just in different roles. When I say first class, I mean this trilogy, quadruple, whatever this is, this crap. Whatever that was. I think the cast of the younger characters were fine. It's the timeline, the incontinuity, it's everything else. It's not the X-Men that we know, right? So, I mean, I think in a way, there's like a mix, right? So there was like an age difference. If we had a proper X-Men movie, when the ages were correct, I think everybody was casted pretty well, depending on which way you go. So Beast, keep him as Kelsey Grammer, no one else, and give him great lines so that he sounds like Beast because no one else could probably play him. That's a good cast. Good cast to me. The woman playing Storm now, who's complaining that, please somebody look up her name. Who's complaining
Alexandria
that
Ship.
yes, she is saying that look, they dumbed down the Storm because she's saying everything that we've been saying about the Halle Berry Storm since whenever that movie came out. When did that movie come out? The 92? I don't remember.
2000?
Anyways, whatever. For 20 years, we've been talking about this movie and how crappy Halle Berry's been, and she's like, look, they did the same thing to me. Like, I don't like that. I think she's a good cast, just bad writing and bad producing and bad everything else. I actually like Sophie, whatchamacallit, Sophie, Queen of the North from Game of Thrones as Jean. Even in this role, I just think they're going to screw it up. That's just how it is. Again, Michael Fassbender's just, that dude is a perfect, perfect Magneto. I think I like both Professor X's. So the way they did that with Days of Future Past was perfect. That's why that movie was so wonderful, right? Yeah, I wouldn't change a thing as far as the casting, except for one guy, Cyclops. They have yet to find a good Cyclops that is a leader to me, right? That can just play that role, and somebody that I can believe Jean is in love with. That short Bama, who the hell was that dude from the first 3 movies? Exactly. So no, who, what? No one cares. So, and you gotta believe. Yeah, I gotta believe that woman's gonna be with him and not Hugh Jackson. Sorry, I gotta believe that one. I have no clue who can play Wolverine because I will miss Hugh Jackman. I'm leaving that as like a honorary hole. You know what I mean? That's like a seat in the bar, like with his name on it. Like I think that needs to be left alone for a while. I just can't think of anybody else. Yeah, like I said, mine's simple. It's just the acting is cool. There's just got to be a mismatch of ages and stuff with the characters, but that's cool. That's what I got.
All right, Jace, you got your list ready?
Yes, got my list. All right. I'm going to start with probably the most important character in this, because you actually need to redeem him.
Mystique.
Jeff, do you want me to throw something at you? Okay. So after like the comics kind of bastardizing him and couldn't figure out what to do, and then they had to finally redeem him. Now I think you just start with. I'm going with Zac Efron is Cyclops.
Interesting.
Well done, Jason.
That's not a bad call.
Well done.
Not a bad call at all.
Okay. Another person I think because I love how Marvel does very good on following what they do in movies, and that now becomes what is going on in the comic. So I'm actually, and funny you guys brought him up earlier, I'm putting Scott Eastwood as Iceman. It's like, looks like he could be kind of a schmuck ladies' man, go back to the old Iceman. Next, I go with Liam Hemsworth as Gambit. So you can actually, if y'all want to do a spinoff, good to go there.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a good Gambit.
Yeah. This one's kind of a stretch, but I think I still kind of. No, let me go with my non-stretch. I'm gonna go with Theo James as Angel. Okay. My stretch one, and this is I'm willing to take some heat on this one, is Dave Franco as Beast.
Wait, I don't know who that is. Who is that? Dave?
He's James' brother.
Yeah, it might be a stretch, but I like that one was kind of like, yeah, but he would bring personality to the role.
He would.
So,
okay.
My Storm is Nafisa Williams. And let's see. My Jean Grey is what's her name? Gemma Arterton from Hansel and Gretel.
Okay.
And then there's another one. I kind of what's her name? Anna Sophia Robb. She would be Rogue, because we don't need to go with the whole everybody's 10 years old crap. Like everybody's like or X-Men need to be the same age. If you want to make some new characters,
can't stand
like
that.
Jubilee or somebody, make that.
Right.
Just don't do it the whole recast. It's literally like, hey, we're going to make someone new for this movie if we need to add in some teenage stuff. And I could not figure out a good Magneto. Because if Magneto was in the mother movie, I think Jeffrey would just walk out of the movie as soon as it started. But I did come up with like a British actor. I think it's British. I'm not gonna look at it right now. But Camilla Bell is White Queen. Like, because I'm thinking it's like you've done the hell out of all of the Magneto storylines. It's like, so maybe go with something either Hellfire Club that's not Dark Phoenix, or go with kind of a White Queen's actually part of the X-Men, kind of maybe some tension with her and Jean Grey, and maybe that's where you start your another part of the series. So that's what I have. Also my other stupid one. This is one I actually think you guys should yell at me for, but because Wolverine is, Jeff has rightfully said, he's kind of got to be a short dude. Mm-hmm. And so I decided to go with Ed Wick from Gossip Girl as Wolverine. Like, maybe put the dude in some weights and, I didn't Google his age, but I'm like, most of these guys are like kind of in that range of 20. Like everybody's kind of that 25 to early 30s, so you can run with these guys for 10 years. And I think that's what you want them to be working alongside with the Avengers, so you need to at least keep them in that range. So, like I said, those were my only. My two stretches were Dave Franco and Ed Wick. I think the rest of them weren't too bad. So, those would be my choice of my X-Men.
Okay, Javon, how about you?
I had the thing about this list. I think they've gotten casting right in the newest rounds of X-Men films for certain characters. And when I think of X-Men, I think of like that 10 roster that we all know and love, right? So I'm gonna start with my pick for Cyclops, and I love the Jace. You actually I had two actors. One of them was Zac Efron. The other one would be Henry Cavill. Now that he's not Superman no more, he ain't doing nothing. Why not? He's tall enough. He could have the same, like the, not as bulky Superman build, but even then, Cyclops was a tall, muscular guy, right? From the way we've seen it. I think he would be perfect. Yeah. Mm-hmm. My Jean Grey, I was really on the fence because I would love for. That's the thing about it. My Jean Grey, I would love for it to be Julianne Moore, but she's a little long in the tooth now. So I really thought about who Jean Grey could be, and unfortunately, the only person that came to my mind immediately was like Anne Hathaway or what's her name? God, what is her name?
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone from Easy A. My Storm, and I would want to cast a beautiful African woman to play Storm. And 3 or 4 came to mind. If y'all remember, I've seen her in Lord of War with what's his face, Cage. I've seen her in a couple other things. But she was the beautiful African woman in Lord of War, The Good Shepherd. Trying to think of something else I've seen her. She was on Luther. Yeah, she was in Luther with what's his face, Driz. Yeah.
Lydia Cadib.
I think that's her name. Gotta be.
There could be somebody. Gloria Burgess, maybe.
Kebede sounds right because that's African. I'm generalizing like hell, but that sounds like Eritrean or Ethiopian.
Yeah, that's it. That's her.
She's Ethiopian.
That is definitely her.
Yeah.
She's 41. Yeah, but
she's for how old?
She's 41, but I definitely agree with the cast.
Storm is supposed to be, older too, right? Like a little older. Like,
but even still, she doesn't. She's a beautiful Ethiopian woman. She ain't gonna look 41. She'll look 30 at the max, right?
She probably would look 30. Yeah, you're right.
Dude, my dream Storm, if I had a flying DeLorean with a flux capacitor, would have been Amon.
Yep.
I mean, that'd be easy. That's an easy one, right?
That's an easy one. Yeah, if I had my way, it would
right out
Storm.
right out of that damn Michael Jackson video and put her
Yes,
right in a Storm
indeed.
costume.
Yes, indeed. Right out of Remember the Time, and she would be our Storm. Colossus, they got it right in the new the Deadpool movies. I don't know who that guy is, but he could be Colossus. If I had my way, it would be Conan era Schwarzenegger, but that guy will do fine for now. Nightcrawler's a difficult one because I'm like, damn, who could play Nightcrawler? The guy that they have playing Nightcrawler or had playing Nightcrawler in, what was that, X-Men 3?
Mm-hmm.
Was that Alan Cumming?
2.
Yeah.
Was that 2 or 3?
2. I think that was 2. No, screw that. I want the guy that's playing Nightcrawler now because he actually sounds German.
Man, give me Nicolas Cage.
As Nightcrawler?
Why not?
Why
I wasn't even
not?
thinking about Nightcrawler. I was thinking about more of the core.
Who'd you say?
Guys.
He's core.
Nick Cage.
Nick Cage would be
short
hilarious.
enough. He'd be stupid, be hilarious, but he would pull it off somehow.
He would have to do a German
I can't stand that dude, but he would pull that crap off.
Dude, I love Nicolas Cage because nobody goes left field. What the hell are you doing like Nick Cage? Nobody. You watch the first 15 minutes of Face Off and tell me if there's anybody else who could have pulled that off.
You watch
No one.
Mandy and tell me anybody can do it.
All right. So whoever's Nightcrawler now, because he's German, right? And that's the key for Nightcrawler. He's German. And he does weird, like Nightcrawler's like awkward, and he's funny and endearing, and he's always been like the low key glue guy. Like everybody likes him.
All right.
And I think that guy portrays that.
Nightcrawler right now is Cody Smith McPhee, who is not German but from L.A.
Wow, he does a good German or whatever.
It's the Germans.
Yeah, it's the Germans. So he's fine. I like the Gunner. You suggested Scott Eastwood, or was it you, Jace?
No, that was Jason.
That's perfect. My Gambit, I was really on the fence because I really would want Gambit to be a guy where just something about them damn Hemsworths. They look like they were created in a laboratory. Like, create me a perfect white man.
Liam would be perfect for Gambit.
I don't know, man. I would want, who I would want for Gambit? Chris Evans. I think he would do it. I think he could do it. Let him spend 5 or 6 months down there in Creole country, just taking that twang, that drawl. I think he could do it. He could do it.
All right. But everybody
not Chris Evans. I'm sorry, not Chris Evans. What's the other guy? The other Chris.
Which one?
What is it? Guardians of the Galaxy.
Pratt?
Star-Lord?
Yeah, Pratt. Yeah, Star-Lord. Pratt.
Star-Lord, sir.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking if we could cast. If I had my way, who I would cast, and I would cast him in that role.
I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that. Because he looks like one of those down south. He has that look.
He does.
He does. Rogue, you need a Pog to play Rogue. I'm sorry. You can't have no... I'm shooting from the hip, baby. You need a Pog to play Rogue, and I'm trying to think who that Pog is. We need a special one. And Jace Wolverine, dog. I had like 5 guys as my Wolverine, and none of them sounded right.
Yeah, I can't figure out who him either.
Hey, dude, that's like, come on, man. That's like, with Wolverine right now, like Gunner said, man, that's like Pop's chair at the barbershop, man. He passed.
Right.
I can sit in that chair, dude. That's that first chair. You can't even go to it.
It might be a good idea to keep him like out of the X-Men movies for a while. I mean,
if anything,
they're trying to find the Hulk. Right. Right.
If anything, and I know this is it, Tom Hardy's got his obligation to the terrible Venom series, which is going to be, Tom might be a little too tall, even though he's not very tall. He's still like 5. He's under 6 foot. I would like Tom Hardy. I would like Lee Shriver, but he's too tall and he's too old. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's already 50. I really tried to. I had like 5 guys. I was like, none of them would work as Wolverine. So I'm just gonna leave Wolverine at Danny DeVito for S&Gs. Danny DeVito for S&Gs.
Like 50,000 years old. Good
He is.
Lord.
But we know that's not gonna happen. But we can't cast anybody. Hugh Jackman. It's sad. It's great and sad when that happens. When somebody embodies a role the way he did, because I cannot see anyone playing Wolverine. I could see anybody stepping in the shoes of Batman, Spider-Man. I could see anyone stepping in those roles. But between Robert Downey Jr. and Hugh Jackman, you can't do another Iron Man until I'm dead, damn it. You can't do another Wolverine till I'm dead. Because that's who they are. Sorry. Tony Stark is Robert Downey Jr. Logan is Hugh Jackman. You can't. Who are you going to put in that role for us to say this is terrible? I want my money back, right?
The last superhero character like that was Christopher Reeve's Superman.
Christopher Reeve, Superman. Well, he still ain't got that right.
Still ain't got it right. Like,
still ain't got that right. So yeah, dude, it's tough. These are icons now. They're icons now. My bad guy, I'm casting Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Mr. Sinister.
Nice.
That's a good
wow.
one. Yes. That's a good one. Not utilized before, yes. Good job.
Fully, man.
Is that your whole list, man?
That's my list.
All right. So, like Jason, I had to focus on my boy first. And I'm going to go with the guy because I feel like he's kind of divisive as a character. So I wanted somebody who could be kind of prickly as a leader, but heroic at the same time. So my choice is Glenn Powell. He's the guy who's in Scream Queens. Let's see what else he's done. So you guys can get more. He was in Hidden Figures. He has this real straight-laced kind of deal to him. He was in the last Expendables. He was the guy who's space jumping. But that's who he is. He's a guy who could be that kind of prick to get on Wolverine's nerves, but lead the troops when it came down to it. He's the guy who is, no, this is what Professor X said. This is what we're trained to do. This is what we're doing. I don't care what you want to say, Half Pint. And yeah, so he's my choice for Cyclops.
Yeah, he's believable to pull a Jean Grey.
Yeah. And he's tall, which is something that I need for my Cyclops to kind of bounce out my Wolverine.
You look at him like some of his suited pictures. It's like, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, just throw a little visor on him and bam, and some ruby quartz glasses. Bam, I got my Cyclops. For Phoenix, I'm kind of torn. Maybe you guys can help me split the difference here. So I'm going with Phoenix with this version. So I'm trying to choose between Bryce Dallas Howard, who is an actual redhead and has a good personality and she doesn't have that model look, but she has that look where a Wolverine and Cyclops would be fighting over. And she does action roles because of the Jurassic World series, so she can pull that off.
Yeah, so like the model, the guy who looks like, oh, he's a model, would want, like, hey, she's really cool. But then the other guy is like, get this model guy out of here. I'm drinking that shit. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and she could pull out that whole thoughtful vibe that Jean gives too, and going crazy as she's dealing with the Phoenix Force. But my other choice is Saoirse Ronan, who is a great actress. She hasn't done a lot of these kind of movies before, but I'm curious to see how she will work in that kind of universe.
What's she from?
Lady Bird. She's in Brooklyn.
Oh.
She was in Hannah. That helps out.
Lady Bird.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
That's her. That's my other choice. Sounds like God leaning more towards Bryce Dallas.
Yeah.
For Storm, I'm going Black Woman. And I need like black. Don't need it to be like, no. So I'm gonna go with Naomi Harris.
Word?
Yeah, from the last James Bond films.
Yeah.
And
Moonlight. Moonlight and all that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. A little old, man.
A lot.
Like
I don't mind Storm being older because I need her to be.
Yeah, but old looking.
No. Colossus, I'm going to just go with the exact same dude and the setup with the voice actor and then the SGI or CGI that they did with Deadpool. So, yeah, we're just going to keep him. I'm going super controversial with my rogue choice because I want to inflame trolls. I'm casting Megan Good to be my rogue.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. And Jeff, BTW, I would like to put Bryce Dallas as my role candidate.
As soon as he said it, I'm like, that was his. I'm like, Ron's like, damn, yeah, I didn't think of that.
Yeah, I didn't even think of Bryce Dallas until I saw a picture of her standing up.
Yeah. So that's
Why would you want to go with you can't just say it. Why would you go with Megan Good?
Because I don't want Rogue to be I don't want her to be a young kid. And Megan Good still looks youthful without being super young. Like, I didn't like that whole Rogue is 12 like they had in the earlier X-Men films. But I want her to be the younger member of the team, and she looks young-ish without being, like a teeny bopper. And she's kind of small in stature, so she could pull out that whole, oh shoot, she's small, but she's gonna kick tail. And then for Gambit, I would totally go with your Liam Hemsworth now, Jace. But the one that I put down was Alden Ehrenreich, the guy who I did not like at all in Beautiful Creatures, but I thought he did Solo really well. And I think he could play out that kind of scoundrel, smuggler, thief that we've got with Gambit. So he's my choice. But after hearing yours, Jason, I'm going to go with Liam Hemsworth. So for Wolverine, I need somebody short. And I'm going to go with Scott Conn because he's short and he can play that rugged, rough and tumble dude. We'll just grow his hair out. He's already got hairy arms. He can pull off a Canadian accent if I need to. So he's my Wolverine. And I got to have him in an X-Men movie. There's just no way around it. It's not an X-Men movie without Wolverine.
Oh, yeah, with the facial hair, yeah. He's 5'5". Yeah.
He's short. Glenn Powell can look down on him, and he can throw up his claws and just leave the middle one up. Yeah. And then I had a couple more X-Men before I go to my bad guys. I'm going to go with Diego Boneta as Angel, because I need a pretty boy to be Angel, because I'm going to screw him up in my X-Men trilogy. So I need to start him off as a pretty boy. And I need diversity in my X-Men universe. So hence Megan Good for Rogue. And there's no reason that Angel can't be a Latino guy. So there we go.
Because he's gonna be like blue and purple, blue and pink.
Right.
Like,
I mean,
probably
exactly.
by the time you hit.
I'm gonna be blonde and blue eyes by the time I'm done with them.
Right.
Exactly.
And also, in that same vein, I'm gonna go with Psylocke, but I don't need to change up because this was one of their absolute best casting they ever did with Olivia Munn. And I'm just gonna have her be Psylocke.
Hit lines or actually no lines. Right. Like,
so yeah, she's back. And Javon, you and I were right dead on with the bad guy, man. It's time for Mr. Sinister, and Mr. Sinister is gonna run havoc through my squad of X-Men. And I love your choice of Jeffrey Dean Morgan, but I wanted somebody to be a little bit more sinister, pun intended, and not have that cool, playful edge like Jeffrey Dean Morgan can. I don't need him to be charismatic. So I went with Viggo Mortensen because he can have that creepy smile, and he has a little bit more heft to him. Because Jeffrey Dean Morgan's starting to lose a little weight now.
He is. But you know who else too, Jeff? I just thought of? Well, as I ran down and thought Jeff Dean Morgan, of course, I said, you know who else would be great for that role? Who has that kind of Sinister has that blocky head, blocky face and all that. Like, who's the guy from? He's been in a lot of stuff, but most recently, I remember him from The Shape of Water, the bad gum chewing guy in that.
Played
Michael Shannon.
Michael Shannon, that's his name.
Yeah. Come on.
You could do that too.
Which one? For Mr. Sinister?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go with Viggo because I've yet to see some Michael Shannon something I like.
Wow. You didn't like him there?
I did not like his yelling General Zod.
Okay. I can understand it.
But this would be more subdued. And I think he can be a menacing guy, and he's already tall. Like, I want Sinister to be tall, over 6'1".
True.
He's like 6'3" or so. Yeah.
All right. So then I'm going to continue down this path that I started, and I decided to start casting a few of the Marauders. And so I've got to go with their leader, Scalp Hunter. And I'm going to go with a slightly controversial choice, but I'm going to justify it. I'm going with Sean Pertwee, who played Alfred in Gotham. Scalp Hunter is the dude that just runs around and has like a walking arsenal, and he uses every one of those little attachments to kill mutants. And Pertwee's got an accent, which Scalp Hunter in my mind did, and he doesn't have to have long hair. He just have all these metallic metal pieces that he uses to kill beauties. So that's my choice for that. For Malice, the psycho leader of the group who inhabits other people's bodies to use them as their own, I'm gonna go with my girl Rose Byrne, who I love in pretty much everything, and she can go nuts and crazy with the best of them. So I'm gonna go with her. And I'm still working on the rest of my squad, but I am bringing Sabretooth in as part of the Marauders, not just following along with Magneto. And there's no other choice for me on this one. I'm going Ryan Hurst, who plays Beta on The Walking Dead, because that dude looks like he would kill a Wolverine. So, yeah.
Yeah, he's intimidating.
Yeah, exactly. So, and he's tall, and again, and I know how everybody loves Hugh Jackman, but I've always, as just like a crazy X-Men fan, I could never fully get into him as Wolverine because he's too tall. In Wolverine, one of his like defining traits is that he's short, and he's not the tallest, the biggest, the most muscular dude around. He's just this scrappy dude who's like, I don't care how big you are, I'm gonna fight you and claw you down to my size, and then I'm gonna kill you. And Hugh Jackman, I'm like, yeah, this dude beat this guy. Yeah, that guy too. Yep, him, her. I mean, it's just that whole thing never really worked in that visual sense for me. So with a shorter Wolverine, now I can have a menacing Sabretooth actually look like, oh shoot, he could kill him. And everybody's gonna look down on my Wolverine. So that's my choices. So Mike, I hope you liked our casting choices, and I want to hear your thoughts on it. So yeah, let us know how we did and which one you thought cast the X-Men for Marvel Studios, Marvel Cinematic Universe, the absolute best.
Hey, did you actually come up with a Wolverine, or you just said a short guy?
I said Scott Conn.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, but yeah, your Ryan Hurst one was dead on. It's like, yeah.
Oh man, the second I saw him, I was like, yeah, Marvel needs to hit him up right away to play to play Sabretooth, because there it is right there.
Yeah.
Let's see. So then, I'm always checking out Twitter to just get some ideas for topics. And there's a quick one floating around today. You can go in as much detail as you'd like. But the tweet was simply, what are the 5 movies you've watched the most? And I've got my choices, but I want to hear from you guys first. So, Jace, let's start this bad boy off with you.
Oh. I would definitely say Superman 2. I'm going to say Attack of the Clones. Probably Batman, the original one with Michael Keaton. Empire Strikes Back, and the last one I'm trying to think. I can't think of the last one, but because I would say Revenge of the Sith, but I'm like, I only watch that like when I'm about to take a test or something. Yeah, I need to be nice and empty and hollow after that, man. That's something like, yeah, there's hope again. But yeah, I think those are my definite 4, and I hate to intrude on somebody else's time, but I may come back with the 5th one.
Okay. Gunnar, how about you?
This was tough because it's like I can't. Usually, when I watch one, I gotta watch the sequel. So Godfather 1 and 2. You know what I'm saying? Like that counts as a 1 to me. Superman 1 and 2. That counts as a 1 to me. Ghostbusters, the first one. I've seen that a trillion times. Empire Strikes Back, Boomerang. I can't count how many times I've seen Boomerang. I used to own it. I still own it. That's it. If I'm only relegated to 5, there you go. Okay. Honorable mention: Return of the Jedi, obviously.
All right, Javon, how about you?
To America.
Coming to America. I know that movie.
Backwards and forward.
Oh my God. The Black Awareness Rally. That's what I'm going. We can rattle off scenes from that movie all day long. It never gets old to me. Another Eddie. This has got to be 1A. Trading Places. I've seen Trading Places an alarming amount of times. A Christmas Story. I've watched that movie multiple times a year, a Christmas season, every Christmas since I was 10 years old. Casino. I've seen Casino an alarming number of times. With the Sam Rothstein dancers.
Casino. What were we just talking about? Casino.
We were. Hey, dude, I love. It's certain parts of that
Charlie
movie.
M.
Charlie M. You made me pop your eye out of your skull, Charlie M. Charlie M.
Charlie M.
Dude, I've seen that movie an alarming number of times. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Oh, Lord, there's your Cage.
Oh, dude, I love that
Isn't that a Cage movie?
No, Fear and Loathing
Who is that?
is Johnny Depp as Hunter S.
Johnny
Thompson.
Depp, one of the other weird dudes. Yeah, I could.
As Hunter S. Thompson during his Gonzo phase.
Oh my God,
dude, him and Benicio del Toro are out of this world funny in that movie. Jason, oh my God.
I was going to say, yeah, we definitely watched that movie in an alarming amount of times.
When the White Rabbit peeks his head out, I want you to throw that radio in this bathtub, Jason. You know what I mean. That movie was so, dude, it's hilarious. We've seen that movie an alarming amount of times.
You think about like the cameos in that movie.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
you
know you're starting off like, hey, we can't stop here. This is bad country.
This is bad country.
You just know you're in for some like what?
It's like, what is going on? That movie was such a mind rape. It's no way to get. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. Get wasted and watch that movie. Get trashed and watch that movie. God, Gunnar, you Boomerang is another one. I've watched the Eddie movies an alarming amount of times. God, there's so many, Jeff. But if I got to say a last one, Scarface, because I've seen that way too many times.
Oh wow, yeah.
Way too
I don't
many
know why
times.
that didn't make my list real quick. Jeez,
I'm sorry. One more, Jeff. Please, one more. The Warriors. I love The Warriors. Whenever it gets dark, if there's nothing else on, like when it's like 11 o'clock at night and there's nothing on TV, I'm cutting on The Warriors. I'm sorry. Terminator 2. Terminator 2. All right, I'm done.
Batman Under the Red Hood. I mean, come on, man. I've seen that 50,000 times.
Yeah.
And it
All right,
just
James,
came out.
what was your fifth one?
My fifth one was actually what is it? The Mummy Returns. I actually like watching movies that I don't have to watch, but when I jump into them, there's like usually the action scenes, and like that one's like easy one for me. It's like, oh, there's a story. Mummy's coming around. Oh, there's somebody shooting. There's swords and shit. I mean,
what the fuck? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Jason always got to throw out the All-Star Superman pick of the whole thing.
I never said my taste is the safest. I mean, I'm always like, you don't hear me say some.
We did say
like, what?
It's not the greatest acted movie in the world. We did say Scarface. You're correct. So, yeah,
Scarface
that's not the
terrible.
greatest acted movie in the world, but I really can't count how many times I've seen that movie too. Yeah.
And Scarface is terrible when you go back and watch it as an adult with like your sensibilities about you. It's terrible.
I don't know, man. When I watched that movie, I'm just
back.
amazed at Al Pacino's performance, and then like the rest of the cast. It's just
the rest of the cast.
Maybe from the script perspective, it's like, but man, that cast got all into that movie, and that they make the movie for me.
The only people who made that movie, Scarface. Al Pacino, after a while, takes me out of the movie of how much of a dummy Tony was. Of how much of a blatant dummy Tony was.
And
the accent,
good until he got money. Yeah, he was good up until he got money.
Good up until he got money. And lots of cocaine. Lots of
mountains. Mountain.
which is a problem for most people.
Dude, my man is always gonna be Sosa.
Yeah.
I told you a long time ago,
You
fucking little monkey.
Bro, I mean, here's like Jeff saying, like, remember, there's a part where you're like, Al Pacino was a Cuban dude. Come on, man, this is ridiculous.
It is.
And you just buy it. It's like, yes, like that's
Of course,
yeah.
Oh, the machismo.
Like,
he
gets that pass. Like, he gets that pass because it was so good.
I'm gonna tell you one even better. I do one even better. Carlito, and there was not one other Puerto Rican
movie. Terribly acted.
It was. But the thing about it is,
Sean
even
can kiss
okay.
my ass.
oh,
All right, hold up. For y'all to get all that far here, I'm gonna go.
Sorry.
Carlito's
way.
I'm gonna work backwards because
that movie would have good.
My number 5 is pretty ridiculous, and I'm gonna tell you why it's ridiculous because it just came out last year and it should not be anywhere near this list.
You go to Infinity War.
Pretty sure it's Infinity War, and I've watched that movie an absurd amount of times for a movie that came out last year. And
really?
Yeah, I have a friend, like one of my closest friends. She'll watch a movie that she likes, and if she really, really, really likes it, she'll watch the movie again. I haven't gone that far with Infinity War, but if I did, it would probably be that movie. Because it's just, like, the ride it takes you on is just amazing. It's like, oh, shoot, it's all fun and games, but we still got some fallout from Civil War, and then we get all these great fight scenes, and then it's like, oh, shoot, it really went bad. And I don't know, man. It just, the ride it takes you on is one of the best. And when we do this again next year, I can guarantee I'm going to say Avengers Endgame. So, yes, stay tuned.
Your wife will attest that movie is on the list.
Yes, she absolutely will. So my number 4 is The Dark Knight. And I love everything about that movie. It's just so well acted. It sets up this tragic arc, and they do justice to the Batman Joker arc rivalry, whatever you want to call it, in such a way that's just perfect for both of those characters. And bonus, they don't kill Joker in this one. And Heath Ledger, Aaron Eckhart, Christian Bale, and then they just do stuff that you don't expect, like the whole thing with I'm trying not to say Maggie Gyllenhaal, but I know that's not in the actual movie. But yeah, but the fact that they do her the way they do, it's like, oh shoot, that never happens in the middle chapter of the series. That was great. Michael Caine, Morgan Freeman, just the whole thing. It's just, and Christopher Nolan was a movie of all of the films that I've seen and all the movies since I've been reviewing movies, is the one biggest rip-off, omission, slight, in Oscars. Because that movie should have been everything they wanted, everything those stuffy voters demand out of these movies. It was that. It was more realistic than Lord of the Rings. So anyhow, so that's my number 4. Number 3 is Revenge of the Sith, because that movie just sets me up on this journey. I love going on those rides where a movie takes you on a roller coaster, and it's not just, oh yeah, it was cool, but you go through all these different emotions. So this one starts off in the middle of the Clone Wars. Anakin and Obi-Wan have won. They killed Dooku, and then oh shoot, it's not over yet. And then Palpatine starts working his thing, and we see the payoff to what started in Phantom Menace, continued in Attack the Clones, with all his working and his machinations, setting everybody up so he could be in charge of the galaxy forever. And I love that. And I hate the fact that they're even teasing that Palpatine is going to come back, because these movies set up his fall in Return of the Jedi. And that's one of the best arcs of a character I've seen in movies, because he does all this stuff and he really works hard to earn that death scene and bringing it back to try to save the sequel trilogy would suck. Anyhow.
That's fan fiction. It didn't happen. Doesn't happen.
It doesn't matter in my
world. I mean, these last 3 ones are fan fiction, man. This is Reddit. Somebody wrote this script on Reddit and they just pulled it, and then this is what's happening.
So anyhow, so I don't care about that. But Revenge of the Sith has some awesome battles. We got that whole conflict with with Anakin. Like, nope, I'm not gonna lose you like I lost my mother. And I don't care what I've got to do, even if it's turn on the Jedi. Like, it's this whole tragic arc because the Jedi just need to listen to Anakin, and if they would, everything would be so much better. But because they're too prideful, they screw themselves, and then they have to go on a run. And I love that doesn't pay off until generations later. So yeah, and all those lightsaber battles, just epic. You were the chosen one. I mean, I always get choked up when he goes, "You were my brother, Anakin." I mean, that is one of the few movies that'll still give me that oop, whenever I see it. So love that part. And then it immediately makes me want to go watch my number 2 film, Star Wars, the payoff to everything that was set up with Revenge of the Sith. We see that New Hope actually coming around and starting his journey to becoming the downfall of the Emperor and Darth Vader. And that leads me to my number 1 film, which maybe is a huge surprise to you.
Wait
I'm
for
sure
it.
it's a major surprise.
I think we need to brace ourselves for what number 1 is.
Okay. It's Empire Strikes Back. It is. I've watched that movie, no exaggeration, no lie, probably 200 times. Every birthday I watch that, and I watch that more over the course of the year. Love that movie. I don't need any special enhancements. Bring me my shuttle. But it's to me the perfect movie. Back when I was a little kid, it's the perfect movie to me now. I love the originality of a film that's not afraid to have the bad guys coming after the heroes the whole time and then actually winning. Like, that is just mind blowing. It's like, what? They're supposed to get away, and it's still like, geez, man, that was a really ballsy move. And one of the main characters gets sealed up in this chest or frozen gas, and he gets taken off because he didn't pay his debt. I mean, it's like a statement on credit card debt. Then we got this whole thing where Luke confronts this dude who killed his father, loses his hand, and because he ran off without completing his training, he learned something he should have learned before he left. It's just, and that's my favorite lightsaber fight. I know the Revenge of the Sith fights are better, but I just love the clash of the red and blue in that Cloud City, and especially in that first fight where it's just all the clouds and the orange lighting in the background.
I was about to say, that lighting.
That's
a poster.
So perfect.
Mm-hmm. So I just had that as a poster.
Yeah, it's just done so well. And then the whole revelation is like, what? And then the whole Hoth fight scene where we got these super AT-AT walkers, and then the rebel troops can't do anything. Every snow, I'm like, shoot, where are the walkers? But yeah, so everything about Empire Strikes Back is absolutely the best. And that's why I've seen that movie a gazillion times. And we'll continue to watch it a gazillion times. So that was fun. Let's be on the lookout next week for some more Twitter stuff that we can use. Let's see if you guys have any nominees for Dummies of the Week. There's a shiny nickel in it if you can find something in Hollywood.
In Hollywood?
Hollywood pop culture.
Wow. It's Hollywood related, and it's got to do. It's a Los Angeles based dummy, and it's got your beautiful Lakers attached to it, Jeffrey Lau.
As well, it should.
Rob Pelinka and his fabricated story about coordinating a dinner meeting between Heath Ledger and Kobe Bryant, his former client.
Oh, please explain for everybody who hadn't heard this one.
Well, Rob Pelinka was given like one of these Masters talks for, I forget which team it was. It was a football team, if I'm not mistaken, where they have people who've accomplished extraordinary things in their lives come and talk to a group of giant athletes to say, hey, go for your dreams, and, to be amazing, you got to do amazing things, blah, 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 blah. It's a TED Talk for athletes or whatever. So he comes in there and he's fabricating this yarn about Kobe being fascinated with Heath Ledger rather after seeing his performance in The Dark Knight. And Kobe's like, he says allegedly Kobe was like, I want to set up a meeting with this guy so I can, pick his brain about what it took for him to get into that kind of role to play this character, to take himself somewhere else, because for what it's worth, Kobe's a basketball insane person, and for whatever he thought would help him be a better basketball player, why not tap into the psyche of an actor who literally drove himself insane behind the character that he played in the movie? The problem with that is that never happened because the time frame in which Rob Pelinka alleges that happened, Heath Ledger had already been dead by a couple of months.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Rob Pelinka. The next time you're invited to a Genius Talk, a TED Talk, a Fred Talk, or whatever, don't fabricate a story that involves a dead person, especially if this story involves them being involved in an activity during a time frame in which they were already dead. I'm pretty sure you have an amazing set of stories, or at least a set of stories that the average person would find amazing, whatever. I'm pretty sure you've lived a life. You could pull from that. I'm pretty sure you could extract 20 stories from your life that actually happened that
But
could
Javon,
be inspiring.
Isn't it even more inspiring that he was able to get Kobe a meeting with Heath Ledger after he died?
You know, that's an agent, damn it. That's an agent.
I would
Our
like
goal would be proud.
Yeah.
Jerry Maguire would shit himself.
He's dead. Who cares? Give me the meeting.
Give him the meeting. We're going for it. Give me his number. I need his number now.
He's in the ground.
Get him on the phone. Get his people on the phone. I don't care where he is. Get him on the phone. Yeah, Rob Pelinka. Yeah, wear this L with pride, brother.
All right, fellas. Well, that's going to do it for us this week. Thank y'all, as always, for rolling with me. Thank y'all out there for listening. Everybody else wants to contribute podcast discussions, drop us a line on email or on Twitter, Facebook, etc. Whatever way you want to reach out to us, we want to take it. So, with that said, thank y'all again. This episode of Lyle's Movie Files has been filed.